Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this meeting today. I'll now open the meeting at 9 a.m. on the 10th of April 20X in Boardroom A at Operation Hope. I'd like to start the meeting by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which this gathering takes place, both past and present. Our attendees at this meeting are myself, Casey Bailey, Finn McClellan, Jamila Nazari, and Sonia Pavlovna. Apologies from Pierre Thomas as he was unable to attend this meeting with us today due to prior scheduled arrangements. So we'll start the meeting off with some introductions from everyone. My name is Casey Bailey and I am a case manager here at Operation Hope. I'm happy to be working with you all on this project, especially considering you all have such diverse backgrounds and experiences and will be able to bring these valuable tools with you. I look forward to collaborating with you all. Finn?
Good morning, I'm Finn McClelland and I'm a caseworker. I have worked with multiple communities in different locations and am looking forward to expanding my knowledge and assisting with this project in conjunction with Operation Hope. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jamila Nazari and I'm also a caseworker. My experience is working within the Arabic culture and I am hoping this will be a strength for me moving forward with this project. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Sonia Pavlovna.
Walk away and then come back.
I am a caseworker trained and skilled in working with children's cases. Although my career is children focused, I have previously worked with adults and I'm looking forward to advancing my career with this project. I look forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Okay, great. Again, as I previously said, there are numerous skills that you all bring to this project, and I think applying them all together will lead to successful results. Before we start, I just want to quickly run through the agenda with everyone. So if you look at the agenda I've provided you with, you can see that we're the attendees. So we've opened the meeting, we've welcomed the country, and we've noted our apologies and attendees. After I go through the agenda with you, I will discuss the meeting protocols. We'll then move through the team purpose. We'll then look at creating a team performance plan, and in the team performance plan, we'll also discuss key performance indicators, roles and responsibilities for everyone that's involved in our team, and any performance issues that we think might arise, and some resolutions to address those. At the end, we'll look at organising the next meeting. So, before we look at the purpose of this meeting and begin, I just want to address the protocols relating to this meeting held on the 10th of April 20X at 9 a.m. in Boardroom A. So the protocols will be as follows. 1. All guest speakers would adhere to timeframes listed in the agenda provided. 2. All mobile phones and electronic devices will be switched off at the commencement of the meeting, and if have not been done so, please do so now. 3. All motions must be requested to be put forward at the time to the chair. 4. All responses must be requested to be put forward at the time to the chair. And 5. Minutes must be taken in sequential order. Does everyone understand each protocol listed? Jamila?
No, can you please explain this?
Sure. So our first protocol is all guest speakers will adhere to timeframes listed in the agenda provided. So if you look at the agenda we just went through, you'll notice timeframes set for each discussion. This protocol states that we will adhere to the timeframes set in the agenda for each topic. As the chair of the meeting, I will ensure we are informed of the timeframes and that we adhere to them. Our second protocol is all mobile phones and electronic devices will be switched off at the commencement of the meeting, and if have not been done so, please do so now. This is straightforward, as during meeting processes we don't allow mobile or electronic devices to be present. If you do have them, please turn them off now, as this can be a disturbance during the meeting, and also it's for confidentiality purposes as well, so thank you for that. The third protocol is all motions must be requested to be put forward at the time to the chair. This relates to the discussions that we will participate in. All motions that are suggested to be conducted must be put forward during the meeting to me, being the chair. The fourth protocol is similar to the third. All responses must be requested to be put forward at the time to the chair. Any responses to the motions being put forward must be directed to me, being the chair as well. And the fifth protocol is that minutes must be taken in sequential order. This relates to the minute taker and states to them that while they are taking the minutes for this meeting, the minutes must remain in sequential order throughout the entire meeting. Does everyone now understand the protocols and are happy to move on with the meeting proceedings?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, great. So moving forward, I'll let you know that today for this meeting, our minute taker will be Finn. So he's taking the minutes, as you can see. He volunteered for this role, and we've already previously discussed taking the minutes and had a meeting about that. So as listed in the protocols, Finn will record the minutes in sequential order and will take notes on each discussion. Once the meeting has ceased, I'll formalise the minutes and I'll provide you all with a copy that you can refer back to. So I just want to outline first what the project is that we're all working together on, followed then by what we intend to address today at this meeting. So basically, in a nutshell, Operation Hope wants to develop and implement a program for refugee children. The children and their families that this program is intended for have only recently arrived in Australia a few months ago and have migrated to escape the conflict-stricken Syria. Our purpose as a team is to develop a program and to address the issues that these families will be currently facing adapting in their new communities here in Australia. So if you refer to your agenda now, you will be able to follow the structure of the meeting today as we move through the different topics needing to be discussed. So we've moved through the agenda items and at this point are beginning to look at creating a team performance plan, which will stand as a guide for each of us to follow, as well as outlining timeframes that tasks need to be completed by for all of us as a team. This will also state some roles and responsibilities of each team member, which serves as a reminder to not double up on tasks. We will discuss key performance indicators, which will be our targets to work towards and look at what support systems will assist us reaching these targets that we've set. And we'll also look at any issues or concerns that may arise and hinder performance, discussing things we can implement to prevent this or resolve these issues. Does anyone have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, great. So now we will look at building the team performance plan. So I've been brainstorming a few ideas and I'm thinking that we base our project around an inclusive education and arts program. We'll be able to adapt education into the arts environment, making a more enjoyable program for children to be involved in, as I feel the participation rate will be greater if the education has some fun aspects to it, and also the children will be able to relate it back to their culture. Does anyone have any comments on this? Jamila?
I think having the arts side of the program mixed in with the education will be very beneficial. And I completely agree that it will engage the children as they will enjoy the experience and also be able to bring their culture aspects into the program. Again, linking them with the program and allowing them to feel connected to aspects of the program whilst engaging in a new culture also.
Excellent. Sonia?
I believe this will be a successful move, bringing arts and culture into the education. Having worked with children, I understand they lose interest and concentration quite easily when they can't relate to the content, so having a more fun-related program that also incorporates education will hold their interest.
I agree completely. So Operation Hope Management have opted for the program to be called My Family and Yours. I believe this name fits well with the program that we are aiming towards and will give the families a sense of belonging to the program as the name relates to them and their circumstances. Does everyone agree that this name is fitting with the program and is happy to move forward using this name for the program?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, Ben? Okay, great. So now we have a brief understanding and a bit of an overview of the direction that we're heading in. We'll move on to the development of the performance plan. So as I said, the performance plan is going to be a guide for us to follow throughout the development of this program. And we can add anything that we think is relevant to the performance plan. So definitely give me your ideas on that. So as you can see on this template for the performance plan, we need to list our goals that need to be achieved, then a strategy that will help and assist us in achieving that goal, the expected outcome that we think we will reach, aiming towards that goal, of course, and who will be completing the task, who will be completing each task, and also the time frame that we expect the completion to take. We can work together and brainstorm this, and we'll all add our additions to the performance plan. Don't mind as I write things down. It might be a bit slow, but that's fine. Once the meeting, as we discuss each topic for the performance plan and come up with strategies and ideas, I'll note them down on a rough copy of the performance plan, which is this template that I've got here. Once the meeting has ceased and I formalise the performance plan, I'll also distribute a copy for everyone to be able to refer back to, and so that we each have a copy. Is everyone happy for this to happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So our first goal is to organise a location to hold the program at each week. Does anyone have any recommendations for this one?
Yeah, I think that the community centre would be a great location to hold the program. It's very accessible to the public with accessible amenities. It's a large room and is very child friendly. Public transport is directly at the front of the building, so it's very accessible to the community. And the reception staff that operate the community centre are very accommodating and deal with children on a regular basis. I also believe that they will supply resources including books, pens, paper, crayon, cardboard, craft supplies, music and game supplies for a small fee. I understand you book this room through the local council office, and I believe this would be a beneficial location for both the community and us as the organisers.
That sounds excellent, Finn. I really like the idea of involving the council in the program. They love to be involved in community services programs like this. They also offer funding, so we can actually apply for funding through them, which is great as well. And I like the idea that the staff that occupy the council rooms are experienced in dealing with children, and a different background of children as well, which is really nice. So I think they'll be able to assist on the program, even if it's just at the reception desk when people arrive, which is really nice. I also like the idea that you can hire the resources through them. I didn't know that you could do that, so that would be really a great help for us throughout the program. So would you like to take the lead on organising this room?
Yeah, definitely. My strategies for this will be to meet the council and discuss with them the options for hiring the room and also the resources through them. I'm confident that they will want to be involved, and this is a good way to involve them externally. I believe I will have this scheduled within 1 week's time.
Great. So is everyone happy with Finn taking the lead on scheduling the location for the program? Yep. Okay. Excellent. So I just want to note this down on our performance plan while we're going. Okay, so your strategy was to discuss room booking with the council. Okay, so I'll just quickly run through this with you. So your goal is obviously to organise the location to hold the program weekly. Your strategy is to discuss the room booking and also the resources booking with the council. They may want you to speak with the mayor about that, but you can always organise a meeting with her. Your expected outcome is successfully booking the room weekly. You'll be completing it, Finn, and Finn has opted for a time frame of 1 week. Is everyone happy with that in our performance plan?
Yes.
Okay, great. So our next goal that we will be looking at will be funding for the weekly resources. Obviously, we're going to need different arts and educational resources to be able to run the program, and for this, we're going to need to obtain them. So Operation Hope has a set amount that they're providing the program with weekly, and that amount is a total of $5,000. So it'll be $5,000 per week Operation Hope funds our program for, which is really great, and we're really thankful for that funding. This funding is obviously going to need to be dispersed accordingly across the program, and that will include things such as room hire, resources, and running costs of the program. So we'll look at breaking that down and ensuring that that's dispersed accordingly. If everyone's happy for me to, I'd like to take the lead on the funding and the finance of it. I just think it would be easier just because I'm based in the Operation Hope building and I'll be able to meet with and liaise with the finance team here on a regular basis. Is everyone happy for me to take the lead with this goal?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, great. So my goal. So my strategy to ensure this will be a cost-effective program will be to work with you all and discuss what funding you're each going to require to cover the costs of the section of the program that you're charged with, and obviously to budget accordingly. So note that. So, Finn, because you are looking at booking the rooms and the resources possibly through the council, I will be working with you over the next week because you've set yourself the week time frame, which is great because we need to probably sort that as soon as possible. And we'll discuss funding for the location of the program and the possibility of hiring the resources through the council also, which will be really great if we can get that underway. So I'll have finance create a cost code related to the program that we can all charge everything back to, and we'll use this when we're receiving. So I'll provide each of you with the costing information once I've discussed it with finance and finalised it, and once we come up with a costing system, and I'll explain that hopefully at our next meeting. The expected outcome that I'm aiming towards and will note down here in our performance plan will be that we budget for the program effectively and that we're able to provide all the necessary resources for the program within the budget weekly so that we can cover all the costs, but we get the resources that we need for the program to be successful. So I'll just note that down. Okay, so the time frame that I've allocated for myself to complete this is 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll run back through this goal. So our goal is to, first of all, allocate the funding that we are receiving from Operation Hope and disperse that equally through the program, and also make sure that we cover the weekly resources and the weekly running of the program. So my strategies moving towards this goal will be to communicate with the team and budget with the team also to cover the section costs that each team member will be covering. My expected outcome for this goal of funding will be that our budget will cover the weekly costs of the program and also include and cover the starting costs that will start the program. So I'll be covering this goal with the assistance from each of you as team members and gathering information from you to assist in budgeting. And I've given myself 2 weeks for this time frame. Is everyone happy for me to proceed with this goal?
Yep.
Yeah. Excellent. So the next thing that we need to look at is what resources we're going to require for the startup of the program, so the very first opening of the program, and also then moving forward into the weekly runnings of the program. So we've had a little bit of a discussion on what resources will be required, and Finn gave us a few options of what resources the council can provide us with. Does anyone else have any ideas on these resources? Sonia, I would love to hear your input as having worked with children throughout your career, you're going to have the best understanding of what resources children will require throughout this program. So do you have any input on that?
Well, as we are looking at incorporating education and art, I believe that some areas we can focus on are learning to count from 1 to 10, learning the ABC and some musical games and songs. This will keep the children entertained while making small progress in the educational field. Resources we will require are books and drawing implements, notepads, crafts, an electronic device to be able to play music, some form of plush toys like teddy bears, and some sight word cards to assist. I believe these resources will allow us to complete day-to-day running.
Excellent. I completely agree with you, and it's great to hear your expertise on that area. So do you think, Sonia, that you would be able to organise the resources, obviously for the opening and then moving forward weekly for the program, in the budget? Obviously, you can liaise with Finn with the council to see what they can offer you. Otherwise, you may have to look externally for other resources. So you guys will have to work together on that and discuss what resources you can get through the council and then what resources you'll have to source externally. You'll also have to liaise with me on what funding you're going to require to cover these costs. So if you get maybe some quotes from different areas and bring them back to me once that's going to assist me with allocating your funds for your section as well.
Yes, my strategy will be to look at what resources will be required to run the weekly program, considering that this program is for children and referring to work health and safety policies as well. My expected outcome for this is to arrange the correct resources for successful running each week. I will liaise with you, Casey, for budget purposes and aim to have this sorted within a 2-week time frame.
Great. Does everyone agree that this is an effective strategy?
Yes.
Okay, well, I will now put this down on a performance plan so we don't forget it. And okay, so we'll just look at what we've got noted on the performance plan for this goal. So our goal is obviously to organise and fund resources for the program's start date and then obviously the weekly runnings of it. So your strategies, Sonia, are going to be to identify what resources you will need to run the program and then obviously get quotes for them, pass them through the budget and then purchase them. So your expected outcome is obviously to be able to provide resources to accommodate the program opening and then obviously following on from that, the weekly runnings of the program. So Sonia, you'll be steering that one and you've given yourself a time frame of 2 weeks, which I think is doable, which is great. Okay, so now moving forward, I believe that we need to have a goal surrounding how many children attend the program opening day. So obviously, we want as many people to attend the opening day as possible, and we're going to push for that being our goal. Does anyone have any ideas around this or how we can get the majority of people to attend the opening day? Jamila?
I think that aiming for 5 attendees to the opening day is reasonable, and I think this should be a goal we set. I believe with the correct advertising and reaching our target audience, people will be interested in coming to this event. Having a background in Arabic culture allows me an understanding of what advertising will appeal to our target group, so I'd love to take the reins on this section.
Excellent. And what will your strategies be? What strategies would you like me to add to the performance plan for you?
My strategy will, of course, be to research what advertisements are popular at the present time and alter this to accommodate our current requirements. I aim to reach as many of our target groups as possible through social media, shop front advertising, radio, and word of mouth. I will look at where these people are currently located and target areas that they are commonly found, as I believe this will be successful. I will also look at linking these people with our public transport to assist them in attending the program. I aim to reach our target of 5 attendees for the opening, and I look to achieve this by opening day at 30 days.
Great, you sound really confident, and I love the idea of your strategies that you're going to be using. I'm just going to note this down on our performance plan. the performance plan and I'll read it out to you what we've noted down. So our goal is to obviously have the 5 children attend the opening day of the program, and our strategies for this will be focusing on the advertising and marketing of the program. And as Jamila said, she has the experience working in the Arabic background, which I think is going to be really positive in the advertising and marketing scheme that you use. So that's going to be really effective. So our expected outcome for this one is obviously to have the 5 children attend the open day. And Jamila, you're taking the lead on this one, and you've given yourself a time frame of the 30 days, obviously because it will be at the opening day that you will get those results, which is great. So is everyone happy for Jamila to move forward with this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. So another goal that I believe we should look at and implement is creating a booking schedule for the program. I think moving forward with this program, having a booking schedule of some sort for clients to book in with us is going to be beneficial in multiple ways. I believe that number one, it will give the clients a sense of belonging to the program as they'll be scheduling themselves into it. So it's something for them to look forward to and also take that initiative to book themselves in once they're aware, obviously, that that is something that they can do. So this will be something we advertise as well. So we'll work together, Jamila, and look at creating that in the advertisement and setting it as a positive thing. I also believe that it will be a big help to us as the program organisers because we're going to have an idea of the amount of resources that we're going to require each week. That's going to assist us on budgeting and also assist us on how many resources that we're going to need to allocate each week, depending on the number of attendees that turn up. So we're not going to turn people away as that's not the idea of our program, but we'll still accept everyone in, but just to give us a bit of a base idea to work from on how many people are going to be attending. And as I said, it's that sense of belonging to an initiative to the clients as well. So does everyone agree that this is going to be a beneficial implementation? Is everyone happy for us to add this as a goal into our performance plan? Yep. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we'll just run through this goal for our performance plan. So the goal is that we will be adopting a successful and positive booking schedule to our program. Our strategies to adopt this are going to be advertisement and promotion of the booking schedule. Obviously, we will be advertising and promoting that as it is using your own initiative, and it's a bit of a belonging to a group in their new community. So I think that's a really strong strategy. Our expected outcome for this is obviously to implement a successful booking schedule, which is going to assist in the planning and the running of the program, and also assist us in costing, so we're not having those excess resources left over because we've allocated too many for that event. So that's going to be very beneficial. Now, even though Pierre isn't here for our meeting today, I have set this goal for him. I will discuss it with him moving forward, and I've set a time frame for him for 30 days so that he can have it up and running by the start of the program. So I'll look at constructing this booking schedule with Pierre, and I'll discuss that with him. As I said, I aim to have this implemented by the beginning of the program, and I do think that it will be successful, as it's going to definitely give us more insight on how many participants will be attending the weeks following that, which will be really helpful. So we now are going to move on to the next section of the performance plan, which is going to be to list some key performance indicators. And then obviously we're going to need to list some supports that we're going to offer surrounding these key performance indicators that will assist us as a team in reaching them. Is everyone aware of what a key performance indicator is?
No.
No? Okay. So a key performance indicator is a measurable value that demonstrates how effectively an organisation or program is achieving key business objectives. So you may have heard them commonly referred to as KPIs, which obviously stands for Key Performance Indicator. So KPIs are used to evaluate successes at reaching targets ultimately. So what we want to do now is look at creating these KPIs that we think are going to be beneficial for our program. So is everyone now confident that they understand what a key performance indicator is and is happy to work together to list these?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So now we're going to discuss some key performance indicators and list them in our performance plan so that we can move forward with reaching these targets. Does anyone have any ideas on what our first key performance indicator could be, Jamila?
I think that once we start with the 5 attendees at the opening, we should then push for getting 1 attendee each week following. I think this is attainable, and I think that our support for this KPI should be that we all assist in advertising in our local areas. This can be as much as word of mouth or informing the local school in your area to advertise to you.
I agree. This is a really good KPI. And additionally, a great support plan that you've put forward. So I'll just note this one down. Does anyone, okay, so I've listed that in our performance plan. So our first KPI is that we are looking to gain 1 client each week, and our support that we're going to do with that is the added assistance in advertisement and marketing for our program, not just at the beginning of the program, but moving forward weekly. Does anyone have any options for our second KPI?
I believe that another KPI we should list is to increase customer engagement and participation within the program. This ensures the program remains effective and assists with the attendance rate also. I think a good support option is that all members of the program engage with the children and also identify needs that need to be addressed from the children directly. This allows us to alter the program as needed.
Excellent. And both those first two KPIs really tie in well together. So we'll just pop this down in our performance plan. Okay, so I've just noted down in our performance plan that our second KPI is to increase our level of customer engagement, which is going to be a really great target to focus on. One support that we have listed that we can provide to assist reaching this target is that we constantly engage with the clientele to identify their needs. Obviously, if we're engaging with them, we're listening to them and we're hearing what they have to say. We're going to identify what needs they think need to be addressed. And obviously, we can then adopt these and adapt them into our program, which is going to be really beneficial. So, and for our final KPI, does anyone have any suggestions for this?
Yeah, I think that we should introduce feedback forms so that we can improve the program and address the children's needs more directly from information they provide us. A good KPI relating to this is that we aim for 3 completed surveys per running day. Our support for this can be that we push the surveys in a positive light and relay the message to the children that the program will potentially be altered surrounding information they provide on their feedback forms, and also that the information will remain confidential. If we are promoting their input and informing them that we can change aspects of the program to suit them, I believe they will be more inclined to complete the survey forms and give us feedback. If we reassure them that the survey forms will remain completely confidential and we tell them that they don't even need to put their names on the return forms, I think they will also be happier to give honest feedback knowing it won't be linked back to them directly.
I think that's a really great idea, Finn. I think it makes a really strong KPI. It works well with everything that we're aiming for with this program. So I'm going to note this down in our performance plan. Okay, so our third and final KPI that we have listed is that we want to receive 3 completed survey forms each week. So each time we run the program. And the support that's been put forward for this is that we encourage the client's completion of this and promote that they are going to remain confidential. They don't need to put their names on it. They're not going to be read out. They're just going to be kept completely confidential between the program organisers. And also, I think a big one to look at is that we are hearing what they're saying, and we are hearing that they think what needs they think need to be addressed and what additional things need to be added into the program, whether it's for educational purpose or whether it's for enjoyment purposes from the clients. And I think then if they see us adapting the program to address what they're saying, they're going to be more inclined to keep giving us that feedback that we need from the surveys each week, which will be really beneficial for us. Is everyone happy with the 3 key performance indicators that we've listed, and then also the support that we've listed to assist us reaching the targets of each KPI? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So we'll move on now. Okay, so moving forward, we need to look at delegating the roles and responsibilities between us to be able to achieve these results. Obviously, I'll be overseeing all aspects of the program. I'll also be available to assist you all in any areas, so please feel free to come to me whenever and let me know if you require me to complete specific tasks, as I want to be heavily involved in all areas of this program. I'm sure you're all aware of what you're required to do with the different sectors that you've chosen, what goals you're looking at achieving. So for roles and responsibilities, can you list 2 responsibilities each that we can note down in our performance plan, just so that we can refer back to them? So can you list 2, Finn?
Yep, my roles and responsibilities that I'll be listing on the performance plan are firstly, to liaise with the council and discuss prices and options for room and resource hire, and number 2, to create a survey for the children and implement it within the program.
Excellent. So I'll just pop those down on our performance plan. Okay, Sonia, can you list your 2 responsibilities?
My roles and responsibilities that I would like to add to the performance plan are 1, look at what resources will be needed for the program opening, and 2, maintain resource allocations throughout the program entirely.
Excellent. So I'll just list these down. And Jamila, your responsibilities?
My responsibilities that I will list on our performance plan are research current effective marketing options and successfully advertise the program and continue advertising throughout the program.
Excellent. So I'll note these down. Okay, and we'll just note down some responsibilities for Pierre, and I'll be able to inform him of them and make sure that they're okay with him. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be adopting a booking schedule. So I'll work with Pierre to create that booking schedule. So that will be one, and then to obviously adopt that into our program. And also, I want Pierre to be creating a sign in and sign out form for the program attendees to be able to sign in and out of when they attend the program, which I think will be beneficial for us to keep track on who's attending weekly and such things. So I'll note that down. Okay, so I'll just run through everyone's roles and responsibilities. So Finn, you've got noted down that you are going to organise the room and resources bookings with the local council, and also that you're going to create and implement some form of feedback or survey form. Sonia, your roles and responsibilities you've listed are organising resources within the budget to accommodate program requirements, and also to ensure the correct amount of resources are allocated weekly. Jamila, you've listed down that you will be organising the advertisement and marketing for the program, and to be able to do that effectively, you've also noted that you'll be researching effective marketing and advertisement options that are current. And we've just noted down for Pierre that he will be creating a sign in and out form that we'll implement at the beginning of the program, and also that he will be creating a booking form and schedule and also implementing that. So that will be very beneficial. So great work on that, guys. And for Pierre, I will discuss with him creating this booking form and also creating the sign on and off form. I'll work with him on this to ensure development of both forms collaborate with what we're trying to achieve by their implementation. So by having a sign on and off form, we'll be able to keep track of who is attending weekly and also refer back to the booking schedule and compare bookings to attendees. Pierre and I will consult with you all once these have been constructed at one of our meetings, and we can discuss changes that you may think need to be added on those forms. So I now want to discuss possible issues and concerns that may arise and hinder our performance as a team. So I believe that a big issue that can arise is lack of communication between caseworkers and also the case manager as well. So this becomes an issue as everyone is at different levels on where the program planning is up to, and it also causes confusion between the different caseworkers and can lead to all kinds of concerns. So I definitely think this is an issue that we need to discuss possible resolutions for, as if we don't and there is lack of communication, I believe it will result in poor performance. So does anyone have any suggestions on how we can prevent this from occurring?
I think we should hold bi-weekly meetings. This will resolve the issue of lack of communication as we are all meeting together and can openly discuss progress for each task and collaborate. Because it is quite a short time frame until we put this program into progress, I think meetings as often as we can would be beneficial. It is much easier to collaborate and communicate in a meeting environment rather than via phone and email. And I like the idea that we can have a team input on things and ask others' opinions on ideas. It is also beneficial that we have such a vast range of experience with our backgrounds, and I believe our meetings surrounding the program will be very influential to the program itself.
Excellent. I think that's a perfect idea and it will have a very positive effect. So thank you, Finn. Does everyone else agree with Finn on this?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Another issue I believe that we'll face will be doubling up on tasks and planning. This happens often in large projects and can become tiresome when tasks are being completed more than once, and also can lead to confusion. And if you're dealing with any external stakeholders, they become confused and they can sometimes become aggravated when having to double up on things, or they're talking to two different people and it just doesn't end well. So I think the bi-weekly meetings will assist with this, as task discussions will clarify who's completing what task. Having the roles and responsibilities will also be an effective resolution in ensuring that the tasks and planning only occurs as it's supposed to, and by the caseworker that's actually completing that role. Caseworkers will discuss their progress with tasks, at each meeting, and any issues or concerns can also be raised and resolutions discussed and provided accordingly. Is everyone satisfied that we have strategies in place to resolve these arising issues and concerns?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to note these down on our performance plan. Okay, so I'll just go over the issues that we've listed that can affect team performance. So we've noted that lack of communication between caseworkers and departments can be an issue, and our resolution to stopping that is holding bi-weekly meetings where we all get together and discuss and communicate with each other. And also an issue is double ups on planning operations. So our resolution for that is that we've clearly outlined the roles and responsibilities for each caseworker, and as we move forward, we will, at the bi-weekly meetings, alter them as needed and reassure people of their roles and responsibilities, make sure everyone understands where they're up to, which is great. Okay, so I think that our performance plan that we've created today sets a really strong foundation to build from and develop a successful program from that we can address the needs of our target group. So I'll just quickly run back through the performance plan. Okay, so our program title, we have opted for My Family and Yours. Our target group is the youth and refugee children in the community, mainly focusing on the children from Syria. So I'll be our team leader, and our team members will be Finn McClellan, Jamila Nazari, Sonia Pavlovna, and Pierre Thomas, who is unable to be here. So our goals, we've listed 5 goals. Our first goal is to organise the location to hold the program weekly. Our strategy for that is to discuss room bookings with the council and also resource bookings with the council, if that's an option with them. And hopefully we can get the room booked each week for the program, and Finn's taking the lead on that. Our second goal is funding for the weekly resources and running of the program. Our strategy for that is to budget with the team and make sure that we're allocating resources and within the budget and meeting section costs. So our outcome for that is looking to cover the costs within the budget, both the starting costs and then the weekly running costs. So I'll be taking charge on that. Our third goal is to organise resources for the program start date and then following on weekly. Our strategy for that one is to identify what resources need to be purchased. We'll have to supply quotes for those, maybe do a little bit of searching to see if we can get the best deals, and then allocating them correctly. Our outcome for that is that we'll be able to provide resources to accommodate the program opening and also the running of the program, and Sonia is taking the lead on that. Our fourth goal is to have 5 children attend the opening day of the program. So our strategies for that will be looking at the best advertisements and marketing that are current and that are going to appeal to our target group. So our expected outcome for that is to have those 5 children attend the opening day, and Jamila will be looking at running that for us. And our 5th and final goal will be adopting a booking schedule for the program. So we'll look at putting that in place on the for opening day of the program. And our strategy for that is obviously advertisement of the program and promotion on how beneficial that will be. Our expected outcome is that it will assist in the planning and the running of the program and also costing and not over allocating resources. So I'm going to work with Pierre on creating that booking schedule. So then we've listed our 3 KPIs. Our first one being to gain 1 client each week, and our support for that one will be assistance with advertisement. Our second KPI will be increasing customer engagement level, and our support with that is that us as caseworkers will get involved with the clients and identify their needs and speak to them about what target areas they would like us to focus on. And our third KPI is that we want to achieve 3 completed survey forms each week from the clients. This one we're going to support by encouraging the clients to complete these surveys during the class environment and also ensuring them that it remains confidential. They don't need to put their names on the form or anything like that, and that we're going to address the needs that they put in there. So just support them on that. So there are KPIs. We've also listed here 2 roles and responsibilities for each caseworker. So Finn, we've got here that you're going to organise the room and the resources bookings with the local council. You're also going to be creating and implementing the feedback or survey form that we're going to be using with the clients. Sonia, you will be organising resources within a budget to accommodate the program requirements and also ensuring the correct amount of resources are allocated weekly. Jamila, you will be organising all the advertisement and marketing for the program, and also you'll be constantly researching effective marketing and advertisement options that relate to our target group. Pierre, we will be discussing with him creating a sign-in and out form that will be implemented with the program, and also creating a booking form and implementing that at the first program start date as well. And then obviously, lastly, we listed issues that we as a team think can affect our team performance. So our first one was a lack of communication between us as caseworkers and the different departments. And our resolution to this is holding bi-weekly meetings, which we all attended, discuss program progressment. And another issue is double up on planning operations. As we said, this can hinder our performance, and our resolution for this is to outline, as we've listed the roles and responsibilities for each caseworker and the duties, and we'll address these as we move forward in the program, and add roles and responsibilities to each caseworker as we move forward. So that's our performance plan created. So is everyone happy with the current performance plan that was created and happy for us to move forward with that one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Great. Once I have finalised the performance plan and put it into the template correctly, I'll disperse it along with the finalised minutes from this meeting that Finn has been completing for us. And you can refer back to these or use them both as reference as we move forward with the program. So I'll aim to have both the minutes and the performance plan dispersed to you by tomorrow, the 11th of the 4th, 20X, so that you all have time to review it before our next meeting on the 12th of the 4th, 20X. Is everyone happy to happy to have this meeting on the 12th of the 4th, and also happy for the meeting to remain at 9 a.m. but for the meetings to follow? Yeah. Excellent. Well, we will see what progress we can make over the next few days and report to the team at our next meeting on the 12th of the 4th at 9 a.m. in this boardroom A. Does anyone have any following questions, or are we all happy to cease the meeting at this stage? All happy? Great. I cease the meeting at 10:30 a.m.